and welcome back to Mexico News Network's Daily News, broadcasting from El Dorado Rojal Spa Resort by Carisma. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus for more news, and log on to our website www.mexiconewsnetwork.com. Let's continue with information. Mexico is full of local legends, and perhaps none more famous than a blue mask hero who would duke it out every Sunday against fearsome brawlers in the ring, only to later save people from resurrected mummies on the big screen. This story takes us back to April 24th, 1922, when Alejandro Muñoz was born in Villa de Garcia, a small town in the northern Mexican state of Nuevo León. Being the fifth child in a litter of 12, he tried to start a career in music, only to quit school and head to the state capital city of Monterrey to work at a train station. The young Muñoz would never have imagined how his life would change when he met Rolando Vera, a wrestler who saw great potential in him and taught him all he needed to know for a new career in the ring. At first, he didn't wear the trademark mask which would distinguish him from other brawlers, and he used different aliases such as El Tosco, rough guy, and El Manotas, the big hands. At the age of 26, Muñoz defeated an opponent in Laredo, Texas. This allowed him to make his debut in Mexico City in September 1948, only this time with a completely different image and identity. It was his mentor Vera who advised him to wear his now distinctive blue and silver mask and to change his name to the one that years later would be passionately chanted by fans who overstocked every appearance of the Blue Demon. From this point on, Muñoz would never allow himself to be seen unmasked in public. His stellar career started as a rough-style wrestler who would team up with Black Shadow, another renowned wrestler who was defeated in 1952 by a silver masked fighter. This would in fact mark the beginning of the famous feud between Blue Demon and his more technical style adversary, the legendary El Santo, the Saint, who would also come to be known as El Enmascarado de Plata, the silver masked man. Blue Demon is said to have avenged his teammate by defeating El Santo, an act that hurt the silver masked fighter's pride and provided his rival with a pass to fight in the National Wrestling Alliance's World Waterweight Championship. So it was at a cold night of August in 1953 in the Mexico City's mythical Arena Mexico, a full house of thousands witnessed the long-awaited battle in which Blue Demon would ultimately prevail over El Santo. The famous rivalry transcended the ring and somehow made the two ring warriors allies when they faced evil and protected the innocent from the Frankenstein monster, the mummies of Guanajuato, and the Count Dracula himself. On December 16, 2000, at the age of 78, the legend in the blue mask passed away from a heart attack at his home in Mexico City, leaving the remarkable legacy to his adoptive son, Blue Demon Jr., whose identity today is completely unknown. And 10 years ago, an incredible adventure began for 15 Mexican archaeologists that left their country to live the dream job of their field, the exploration of a 3,000-year-old Egyptian tomb. With the approval of the Supreme Council of Antiquities of Egypt and the support of the Universidad del Valle de Mexico, this group of archaeologists has become the first in Mexico to work on an Egyptian tomb. Egyptian ambassador in Mexico, Yasser Shaban, expressed his country's trust in the Mexican team because due to their hard and highly valued work on the tomb. Gabriela Arrache, leader of the group and director of the Mexican Society of Egyptology, explained that Egypt in fact receives several requests per year for work on archaeological sites and currently has 300 foreign missions, most of them from European countries. The Mexican specialists have been working on the preservation of the walls of the tomb for 9 seasons at the time of publishing. Each one of these trips has cost between $40,000 and $60,000, and the work will continue. So far, the team has managed to restore, preserve, and document 60% of the funerary complex. The site, known as the Theban Tomb 39, features a structure that belongs to the second prince of Amon-Pu-Iem-Ra, who lived during the reign of the controversial Queen Hatshepsut, the only woman who ruled as pharaoh during the 18th dynasty of ancient Egypt. Despite the fact that as far as back unquietly, the complex has been looted several times. It was even used as a house at one point. The Mexican team has found an invaluable treasure in the writing on the walls, which tell the fascinating life story of Pu-Iem-Ra, a figure who held 17 titles of nobility and was even behind the construction of the Red Chapel for his queen, Hatshepsut. Arache stated that Theban tomb will likely be one of the most visited tombs of Egypt's Valley of the Nobles once it opens in 5 years. The High Altitude Water Cherenkov, or HAWC Observatory, is a unique scientific research center in the world, with a capacity to observe 2/3 of the sky, and it is located in Mexico. At 4 kilometers above the sea level and surrounded by 2 volcanoes, Pico de Orizaba, the highest in the country, and the Sierra Negra, HAWC detects and analyzes gamma rays that hit the planet from outer space. This area of study is also known as high-energy astrophysics, and it is used to formulate and refute theories about the origins of the universe as well as other cosmic events. Gamma rays are particles that irradiate 1,000,000 times more power than the energy of visible light. This energy is generated by violent cosmic events such as explosions, crashes, and collapses. They are also generated by stars like the sun and the black holes. Because of HAWC's privileged position and its cutting-edge technology, researchers have been able to embark on more detailed investigation on gamma rays and their effects. This 30,000 square meters unit has 300 tanks of pure water to sense and record Cherenkov radiation, that is the flashes of light created by gamma ray particles after their impact with Earth's atmosphere. This energy is then measured by a sophisticated system. By analyzing the speed, direction, and time of arrival of gamma rays, scientists can determine where they originated from and how this energy reached Earth. The HAWC, which receives information on 40,000 cosmic events per second, was created with the collaboration of 30 institutions from Mexico and the United States at a cost of $15.5 million. Its construction began in 2005 and was inaugurated earlier this week by the director of Mexico's National Council for Science and Technology, CONACYT, Enrique Cabrero, and Franz Cordova, director of the National Science Foundation of the U.S. And what would Batman look like if he fought crime during the height of the pre-Columbian Maya civilization? That is exactly what Mexican artist Kimball imagined for the exhibition Batman Through Mexican Creativity, which took place in February to celebrate the Caped Crusaders' 75th anniversary. The result? A rendition of the Dark Knight's mask and cowl inspired by ancient Maya deities. Graphic designer and local artist Cristian Pacheco Quijano, also known as Kimball, drew inspiration from pre-Columbian design and was inspired to create a Batman suit resembling to the ancient Maya god Camazotz, the master of the mysteries of life and death, also associated with night, the darkness, and the underworld. The piece was later auctioned to raise funds for the Make-A-Wish Mexico Foundation, along with the other 32 pieces from fellow Mexican artists and creative minds. Kimball was born in Mexico City but has been living in Yucatan, where he constantly learns of ancient Maya culture. This has influenced many of his artistic creations, including this unique bat suit. The artist shared his creative process with Mexico News Network on the elaboration and design path he followed, from the inspiration to finished piece. He said he decided to simulate the style and texture of Maya ceramic, taking as a reference the colors and figures of the incense burners from the Templo de la Cruz Foliada, or Temple of the Foliated Cross in Palenque, Chiapas. And to contribute repetition patterns on his project, he included them in the cape in the structured square mosaic pattern from the symbol of the Dark Night, and as a central piece of the Maya glyph that represents the bat. The figures placed on the mask were elaborated with epoxy clay. Once it was all dry, he sanded the piece and applied acrylic paint and finished it off with gesso to create a distressed look. All the techniques applied resemble Maya ceramic techniques uncannily. Kimball is a multidisciplinary designer and an artist who has ventured into different areas of design such as interior, industrial, and textile, and even architecture. His work has been exhibited in galleries in the United States, Spain, Italy, Argentina, and of course, Mexico. He describes his work as a result of the mixture of Mexican pop culture with rich textures and colors, achieving his own personal style. Well, this was all for today. Thanks for watching us broadcasting from El Dorado Royal Spa Resort by Charisma. I am your host, Sofia Rattinger, and do not forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and log on to www.mexiconewsnetwork.com for more relevant information about Mexico and the world. We'll see you the next time.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.